I really don't have any choices between Latin America, Asia, and Europe. How do you help guide them towards that choice?
I get a little passionate about the service. We've been doing it for 30 years. I believe in it. I met my wife through it. Changed my life forever. I have children now that I would have never had if not for this. And I just know that it is an amazing option. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Nothing's perfect, and we're not perfect. We're always trying to make it better. And does it cost money? Yes. I've had people say, well, I wish it didn't cost anything. I wish we didn't have to charge anything. I wish I could go to a restaurant and I didn't have to pay anything, and those prices keep going up and up. But it's just the way it is. And if you want something of quality service, then unfortunately, there's going to be a cost associated with it, but that cost I still think is less than what you're going to find among other things. But I'm really happy that some of you that have brought these things up, that you feel comfortable in doing that, because that's fine. And I'm very comfortable in answering it because that's part of this forum, this exchange of ideas. And yeah, you guys haven't really used the site yet and you're wondering, why is this, why is that? And it's great that you're asking those questions, and you should. Not just with our service, but any other service out there that you're looking at. You should always be skeptical. You should always be looking at it and making sure it's something that you really believe in and want to do. Otherwise, don't do it. Don't use it. In any dating site, there can be games and stuff going on, and ours is no different. It can happen, but we're usually pretty good at policing it. We're usually pretty good about resolving any issues. We have a really large organization, and we're trying to do things the right way. It is the best, absolute best value in singles men's dating internationally and domestically. Try going to a private matchmaker here in the States, and see what the cost is to meet just a few women. Nowhere near the number of opportunities you're going to get where we provide. It's one of the reasons on our site you see a lot of excerpts from the terms and conditions out there on the site, in your mailbox, just all over the site, trying to give you good advice, trying to make sure you understand how this dating site actually works, because it is quite different than Tinder and these other ones. And even with the correspondence and the letters, it's much different than if you're going on some other site where the women are supposed to be, at least, going back and forth with just you directly. With this, it's not direct. It goes to a third party. And we tell you that, and it's important that you understand that, because you have a third party who is giving, this matchmaker/interpreter is giving the woman a ton of good advice and helping them with the process. But there is a third person involved, and if you're not comfortable with that, then don't use the site. But for those of you that really want to go and meet, look at the video that you're watching right now. That's where you need to be. You don't need to be in front of your keyboard writing these women, thinking that, I got to have something in my hip pocket before I go over. I got to have a connection before I go over, because, the connection you're getting from writing, isn't a real connection. It's just, okay, you wrote these letters back and forth. She had help with it. Maybe you had help. Some of our clients already have their letters ready to go, right? And they just send them. It's not like you're seeing her in person. With all the senses at play, you can smell her, you can listen to her voice, you can see everything. That eye contact, there's no substitute for that. And so I've had many men, well, on the tour that we just did to the Ukraine. Charlie, we just did a tour of the Ukraine, again, in the middle of the war. Thank goodness everybody got back nice and safe, and they had an amazing time. And we already have one engagement from that tour. We're gonna have several from that tour. But the one gentleman who got engaged was one of the few guys, actually, that was writing before he went over. And he was able to meet women that he was writing to, but he ended up getting engaged to someone that he wasn't writing to. That wasn't even on his radar screen until he went over and met. And now all of a sudden, they're engaged. So guys, you don't have to do that. Now, some of you say, well, I really need that connection. Okay, if you want to, you can, but like Charlie said, do it maybe a few weeks or a month before you're ready to go over, and let the women know you're coming. Tell them maybe we'll meet at the social, maybe we'll go one-on-one, whatever you like, that kind of stuff.
It leads to more disappointment. Writing more than 2 or 3 letters, writing months and months out when you don't know when and if you can go. Those are the 2 biggest things. And truthfully, even if you whichever system you're using. I've seen people have horrible situations on where they got a phone call from, got a phone number from somebody, from a friend of their, and you try to keep that up for 6 months, a year before you can go visit them. And usually it just kind of.
I was on that tour once where that was exactly the case. This guy had been introduced to this woman in Ukraine by a friend, a common friend, and a mutual friend. And they were going back and forth directly for about 6 months. He even bought the engagement ring that he was going to give her because it was going so well. And he told me he was engaged. Well, have you met her yet? No, but I'm taking the tour because I want to be safe. I want to go with you guys, but I'm just going to meet her and that's going to be it. So we get to the Ukraine, and after a day or two, he goes on a date to meet her. He comes back and he's like, John, it was like kissing my sister. I mean, there's just the earth didn't move, and the letters and everything were so great. And this was them directly. No one was even helping them. And then he went to the socials, and he did meet someone and move forward with that person. Again, never on his radar screen. That's how important it is, and how you can fool yourself into believing that you have this wonderful, great relationship with the letters, because you have so much time to think about it. You craft every word, and then you wait for it. But that's not how life really is. And that's not how relationships really work. And so you need to be there to meet in person.
Are you ready to get started? Sign up and connect with these real women.
Check out our website at
ukraineladies.com.